So, but if you covet to prophesy, if you covet to do the right thing, that is something you can gain by legal means. You find okay. Because in Proverbs it mentions wisdom crying without.
Psalm 19, verse 4. Their line has gone out to all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. And them he has set a tabernacle for the sun.
There you go. That's another verse. Or the same verse? Okay, right. In them that he set a tabernacle for the sun. And that's ultimately the prophets, because the sun, the moon, there are times when they're literal and there are times when they're metaphorical. All right, and in this sense, it's going into the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So, where did the Lord place the ultimate knowledge, wisdom, and understanding? In the minds of his elect. So that's why it says wisdom cries without, because who is uttering that wisdom? Who is showing forth day unto day and night unto night, right? Who is showing forth the knowledge of the Lord, the men of the Lord?
Is that word son in the Hebrew? Pull it up. Just to back on what the brother saying, because the sun represents knowledge. And if it says that it says they show forth the sun, that knowledge is coming from them. That knowledge is coming from the particular people the Lord gave that knowledge to. You know? Because we represent, going back to what YAHAWASHI said, you are the light of the world. You know, so what does the sun do? It gives you light. So without us, this whole world was really throughout, you know, the Lord using us as vessels, but without the prophets, there will be no knowledge, there will be no light in the world, there will be no knowledge in the world. Everybody will be in darkness. That's why Jesus says they should have wicked evil do. You use light to reveal something.
The word sun in Hebrew, shamash. It says sunrise, sun rising, east, sun setting, west. It says open publicly. It says pinnacles, battlements, and shields.
Is that it says pimp? Let me see if what are you using? Using that blue letter? Let me see. What that verse was that?
Psalm 19.
You can also check them scrolls.
Yeah, here we go. For the Strong's definition, it says to be brilliant, to be as a figuratively a ray, and says that is a natural battle. So basically, to be brilliant, that's where you get the word bright from, which is what the word light goes into. So the Lord, technically, as it says here, that he have, he says they, it says their line is going out throughout all the earth, and the words to the end of the world, and them have he set in tabernacle, which means a house for brightness and for brilliance. You know, and that's what the scripture talks about the house of David. That's all.
Yeah, I got brilliant. I looked it up. Yeah. It says sparkling with light and luster. It says sparkling, shining. It says to sparkle, to whirl.
The shining one.
Shining one. It says distinguished by admirable qualities. Yep. It says here of surpassing excellence.
Yeah, and that's the first fruit, right? Yep. That class of a superior rank. Yep. You know, that's what the Lord set us up to be. Lord willing, we those men, but that's why we're out here, man. You know, if we are those men, that was set up from the foundation of the earth. You know, and that's who the Lord will use to govern the world. And that's why the world is going to be in such a peaceful predicament. You know, everything's going to be flourishing because we're going to have the brillianceness rule the earth, right? Because the Lord said that when Esau, his knowledge and his wisdom perverted him, right? You know, Esau searches out all things. He has knowledge. He says that he's more wise than David, but his knowledge is perverted, right? And everything that he finds is like the opposite effect of the Midas touch. Where everything turns to gold, that's the Midas. So Esau's the opposite, right? Everything Esau touches is corrodes. He's like scientist on that villain, the Brainiac. And he was smart, but everything he did was like destructive, right?
Pertaining to Isaiah 62, the world is in darkness right now. So us being in the light, that allows us to see what's actually going on. Related to that whole brilliance, related to the sun, being able to see through the darkness.
Hey, we're the real brilliant people. You know, people say somebody's really smart. Oh, he's so brilliant. You go into what the word, the brother just read. That's only the prophet, right? And the ones who have this knowledge. These other people, that's why the Lord said, I believe the brother pulled that up, when he said the wisdom of this world is foolishness, right? Hey, the wisdom of this world is foolishness, because what do people that got knowledge or wisdom of this world or got college degrees and all that stuff, what is their real worth? When it comes to the grand scheme of things, what is that knowledge and education and intellect really worth, man? It's not worth the damn thing. Because when all hell breaks loose, whereas we always going to, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding should be stability of thy time. These people don't have that. They don't have that wisdom, knowledge, understanding. So they're not going to be stable. So their college degree, their flattering words that they use in this world, it's not going to be worth anything. But the men that are of YAHAWASHI will be in perfect peace. Yep. They won't be able to even comfort their own selves, man.
Ultimately, it goes to show because back in YAHAWASHI's time, we had the scribes, Pharisees, Sadducees, the doctors of the law, and they would learn. When they would, from a youth, they would be raised up in that way and taught, like Paul. But even Paul, for example, raised and learned in the law, taught by Gamaliel, he said he basically had to cast everything as dung for YAHAWASHI. He had to basically, he made the statement, you have to become fools to become wise. Show me that everything you learned in the world, for the most part, you got to drop, you know, and you got to learn it anew the right way, you know. It's like you're going down the path, but you got to come back in the first, and now you got to go back the right way, you know.
Well, that's what it is. Be born. Right. And that's why when you come into the truth, you already born. You gotta be humble, because a baby doesn't come out with a lot. You know, baby is humble and meek. Or they don't talk. You know, all they do is just open their mouths up to get fed. And the Lord said that we are pastors. That's what feed you with wisdom and knowledge. Right? And then after you get to a certain point, then you grow, and then you be able to, you know, eat the food that are, you know, what they call meat. You know, but that it starts off with you being new, a new creature, and newborn, and soaking up all the information, all the knowledge that you can get.
That's very spiritual because babies can't really feed themselves. They have to be fed. Right. But when they get to a certain age, then they're able to now feed themselves and eventually others. And that's how it is when you come into the truth. You really, when you first come in, you got to be fed to know what you can eat, what you can't eat. When you go to a certain age, now you're able to read the scriptures and then, you know, you get fed and then you can feed others. That basic analogy is a little bit.
Hebrews 5 verse 12, and it says, for when the time you ought to be teachers, we have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk, and not of strong meat. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. But strong meat belongeth to them that are full of age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
After experience, you find out. Because there's things that it doesn't matter how sharp, how smart you are, you can't be experienced. You know, because experience teaches a lesson that you can't already speak. And that point on being born again, when you first come into the truth, regardless of what age you are, the way you ask questions, the kind of questions you ask, the things you say, you sound like a baby. You know? Like every little thing, yo, oh brother, what about this? Am I going on? Am I allowed to do this? Yeah, I'm like, I know because I see that. You see, and it's like, and you may be like some, you may be an old man. But in the truth, it's like you're starting again because you gotta basically read it but now go off the right way.
Hey, that's why the Lord says that unless you come into me as a newborn babe, you won't be able to enter into the kingdom. Because what does that give you? When you're in that mindset and you're willing to get to that, like to humble yourself to that point, that's very honorable in the eyes of the Lord, man. Because the Lord said that what? Before honor comes humility. So if you want the honor, you gotta have humility, and coming into the truth is it's a humiliating thing, you know. And it's not humiliating. Somebody pointing at you a lot, but people do point at you a lot. Yeah, it's a humbling thing, but that's the word humility, humiliating, you know. But that's why, as Paul said, the foolishness of preaching. Man. You know, we're looked at as fools, but even when you go to the word fools, when you go into the word fools, it goes into a deeper word, which is a mysterion, which is a mystery. You know, so what we're speaking, it's foolish to everybody else because it's a mystery to them. But these are the mysteries of the kingdom, which you're going to need in order to get saved. So it's like if somebody knows a mystery, if you know the mystery, it's something that's like very precious and valuable. But the same person could be looking at, let's say like, what's that, Indiana Jones, you're looking at a map. It's a mystery, but you know what it is, you know what it is, you know how to decode it. But if somebody else is like, what the heck is this foolishness? They'll just toss it out. But not knowing that you're tossing out a road map to the treasure chest. You know?
Proverbs 9:9. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. So ultimately, because why is that? Why is that he's that wise man and he will increase? Like the elder said, he's going to utilize it. But that's why the Lord said what? Cast not your pearls to swine. Because swine ain't going to take that and go to the store and cash it in for money and do something with it. No, he ain't. Because he's going to look at the shit, try to eat it, spit it back out, sneak it, spit it back out, step on it, and just, shit on it, roll this shit and all that. But a wise man, for example, wisdom, a wise man asks for wisdom because he's going to use it. He's going to utilize it and he's going to grow with that. A fool is not. So you're wasting your resources by giving it to one like that. That's why the Most High is only dealing with his elect. Because he's a God of wisdom.
Proverbs 14:6, a scorner seeketh wisdom and findeth it not, but knowledge is easy unto him that hath understanding. Hey, going back to that scripture too, where it says, I did not say,
Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser.
yeah, because that's the scripture in Sirach. It tells you that a wise man will skillfully add on to a wise word, man. You know, and that's why, yeah, that's exactly. Bro, see a video of it. Double to the archy, youngest one, I heard this video, I just went to animal because it's all one spirit. But the Lord has different operations to it. So that's why it's like, I believe in Malachi, it said that them that spoke often one to another. You know? Because that's what we're really, it's really a family who's talking to each other. Yeah. We're coming out here talking to everybody, we're warning everybody else, but who we're edifying is just each other. You know, and nobody else is really being edified, but they're being marked. And that's why the Lord said it, I came so they will have no quote for their sakes, man.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 19. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent.
And that goes into those that are quote unquote wise in this world. Because they don't ultimately have wisdom. The Most High ain't gonna destroy the wisdom he gave us. Not this one.
Hurt not the oil and the wine.
Boom, there you go. But he's gonna destroy that to prove to you that that's not wisdom. Matter of fact, I got the details that you asked for earlier.
Yeah, he said that what he will. He said that. You got it again? He said something about destroy.
For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent.
And how's the Lord going to do that? He's going to do that by way of the calamities. You know, he's going to do that when this society collapses. Because everybody in this society, they're wise based off of this world's wisdom, based off of what the standard. And
Yeah,
again,
I'm walking into it right now.
Not even there. Jacob is below that, and that's low. You know. But they're wise based on, the stock market, it will come back and do this.
crypto is it's a good thing. NFTs, you gotta get into it. But when the Lord destroys all that, those people are going to be fucking left foolish, man. They're not going to have no idea of what to do. And that's why you want to see a lot of people, they want to literally start killing like regular people. They want to start killing their families, they want to kill the boss, they want everybody. That's why I said they should not regard the kingdom of culture. They want to come out with the governor, the mayor, the president. That's why they got the fence up around the Capitol building and everything. You think that's for sure? They already know, like, yo, what the pressure that they're bringing on the society is going to intensify to a point where people are going to try to literally ransack the White House, man.
They said it when they ran the Red School 1 shit.
Oh yeah.
They said that after the food shortages, the lady spoke about it like in the past tense. She said people got so crazy that trust in government was gone, and people start to take matters into their own hands, like the scripture says. You see, so we already know what time it is, and they know what time it is because it's being done by design to fulfill those prophecies, man. It's not going to come randomly like, oh my goodness, look at the things. No. We've been told you these things were going to happen, and now they're coming out and telling you, man. Baby formula shortage, that's it, man. That's the beginning right there.
That's bad. That's not even. That was like 43%. It went up from November at 11%. So it went up 30% in 6 months. And I said that in my video. I was like, imagine another 6 months, it was another 30%. That'd be 75%. So 3 out of 4 spots will be empty. Yeah, this one lady, she went from Georgia, 14 hours. That's 14-hour drive. Now imagine, imagine, gas is crazy right now. 14 hours. And the thing is, and the one lady, she had said about her child, she was like, I felt bad, but my baby has to survive.
Right.
And that's the mindset. That's the desperation mode kicking in. And that's life. You know, this is just, baby formula. So what happens when it's actual real food?
Right.
You know, with milk, dairy, meat, all these things.
Not lactating.
What? They don't like it. They do this.
You know what,
Women don't even have birth natural anymore, man. They get C-sections. And then they want to act like, oh, I'm strong because I got a C-section. No, you're weak. First of all, you're getting the epidermal shot. So you do that, and then now you're like, no, just cut it out of me. And that's like psychological damage to a child, man. That whole birthing process is connected to the woman and the child. But now you treating yourself like a piece of cattle that is coming up and take it out.
Hey, that's you paid, you bond with somebody. Exactly. So like the mothers haven't paid to give birth to you. So when the baby comes, you know how they always hold their baby? And if you come around and be like, oh, I'm gonna take it, no. Even animals, like you said, a chicken, a hen or chickens. Bro, try to get out there, come ask me quick, like crazy. A polar bear, a lioness. Why do you think a cat, when it finds out that you discovered where they'll take them and move them around, man. So every creature, all right, is made to protect their young. And now, if you're not going to be able to protect your young, what are you going to do, man?
Hey, like he said, my baby, he has to live. And when you read in the book of, I think, Luke, oh yeah. I forget if it was with Solomon or if it was with Solomon women that had the baby. Or one slept on the other. So in Kings, when they came up to the king, I think it was Ahab, and they said, look, we agreed we're going to eat my daughter, and then now I'm looking for her daughter. So she was of the energy of, my baby got to live, but if we all got to eat, we're going to eat yours, but mine is going to live. So now, where the scripture says friends shall fight one against another like enemies. Because think about it, imagine you got a baby, right? And then the baby formula, you find out your friend got it. What you gonna do? You're naturally gonna go and ask and see if you can get them. But when they're like no, and then you start to picture sad things, and they feel like no, that friend is not looking too much like a friend anymore. Because now it's still a friend. Right, exactly. So now people try to say they have no pity upon their nature. Because in that mind, if you got a mindset of my baby has to survive, and you buy all the boxes of the baby to last you 3 months. But your neighbor don't got none. It's like, yo,
Can I get one? Nah, I need this. So now you don't have pity, but then your neighbor who doesn't have any, now they're desperate. So now their non-pity is going to turn violent. Your non-pity is just like me, but theirs turns violent because now they're in a survival mode. And because you didn't want to give them a help, now to their mind, it's like, you know what, now I gotta kill you. I just gotta take you. You leave me no choice.
And see, people are gonna be surprised, but you can't really be surprised because desperation turns people against each other. It's time and time again, people betray each other. You know, when it comes down to one-on-one, they're gonna because they have that saying, survival of the fittest. And a lot of these people are not fit. They're not mentally, not physically. None of that. They don't know how to survive in these times. You know, they don't know how to move under pressure. So in that situation, when you got friends fighting one against another like enemies, because you wouldn't expect your friend to kick down your door with a gun like, give me that shit. Give me the best fact. I'm now taking all of your baby formula and everything else you got, and I'm gonna leave you dead. Now I'm not gonna show you pity because you ain't show me pity.
It might even take the baby. It might even take the baby.
Now you got no baby. It might take a baby and hold it down. Or they just might say, fuck it, I'll take the formula. If you don't got the baby, you gonna feed that. So you get a formula. Hey, people, the scripture says they're wise to evil. And when they get desperate, there's some people who get desperation tactics. They're really smart when it comes to thinking of some cool shit. Especially women.
I was just talking to my youth the other day. Well, there's mad parents, mothers particularly, like just like killing their kids on some like crazy shit, yo. Just like just wilding out. Like the mind, I'm like, yo, I put a still shot. I think put a detail too. Where the woman that she killed her kid because she thought her 3-year-old was possessed. So she took her child to her father's house, who was in California. She took the child to her father's house. He had a house, home-based church, a house-based church, and they performed an exorcism on the 3-year-old kid for 12 hours. And it was like making him throw up, trying to throw up the demon. Oh my God. For 12 hours, just kept repeatedly making the child throw up to the point where the child was suffocated. And then the mother gets on camera, she goes on YouTube, and basically was like a 45-minute video talking about it is what it is. God understands. I'm like, yo, you the real demons, bro. But that goes to show you what's the mindset of people. Like there are people that love a million to a wax coat because iniquities abound in there.
That's an old man. And there's a young man arguing with an old man over some traffic.
And we did a U-turn.
Yeah. Now what's going to happen? That's traffic. That's over traffic. Yo, people right now somebody will kill somebody for a gold chain or for sneakers or for beef. Yeah. So how much more for when you actually need something? Like one thing that you gotta understand is if you're rioting, right, or if you are in desperate need of something and you leave your house because of that, you can't. You're not gonna go back home satisfied if you don't get what you came out for. If you're hungry when you left and you're hungry when you came back in, you're gonna leave again to try and find some food. You know what I'm saying? You might sleep, but the next day you're thinking, yo, we gotta actually do something. We might have to start stealing. We might have to start breaking into stores. People are gonna start thinking like that. What was that chick's name that you see on IG? You always talking about stocking up, you always talking about, get your stuff ready. What do you never get? Like, yo, I just picked up the last bag, I'm about to go and lit. And then they're gonna meet you right in the corner and be like, oh, you about to get lit up here. You know, like that ass up. Even people that
Then you see the bystanders, they see everybody else doing it, they're like, I gotta get mine too. So, over this chaos, it's violence and everything.
See what happened during the whole George Floyd riot. Like New York City, there are people who was breaking into Rolex stores and moving out. That was all for just, they were trying to get a come up. that wasn't even like a necessity. You know? Huh?
That was design.
Yeah, that was design. You got provocateurs, but then like I brother said, you have people that would just add into it because they see everybody else doing it. But that wasn't something that was necessary. What happens when it's necessary? What happens when you're like, yo, we gotta go out there? Like, I gotta eat. That's when your mind, like, you become less aware of any dangers around you. Because like you thinking like I'm gonna be the danger. So somebody else thinking I'm gonna be the danger. And there's a bunch of chaos going on. Gotham City.
That's the title right there. I would be
Yep, but that's how people think, man. Psalms 59 verse 15. It says, let them wander up and down for meat and grudge if they be not satisfied. You know? And it says they grudge if they be not satisfied. You go to the word grudge, grumble, complain, murmur, complain. But like, you grudging for food, that's not something you can like, oh, like, all right, maybe next time. Yeah. Every moment that goes by that you don't get it, you become more complaining, more upset. Then you become primal. Because like, what is it, after 3 days of not eating, like you start looking at, well, they said like, not us, because we've gone fasting. Right. But like, a normal Babylonian, after 3 days without eating, like, you become looking at people as like meat. Like in Madagascar with the lion, when you look at with the zebra, you turn into a steak. That's how people don't turn into, man. The Lord, hey, cannibalism coming back in a big way, man. There's a reason why the Lord said that in the family we're going to be satisfied. That's not because we're just going to, this is still going to be Popeyes open, and we're going to, Chick-fil-A or Chipotle, we're going to be able to go to the store. The Lord wants to make it a separation on why his men and his elect are going to be satisfied because everybody else is not going to be satisfied. Even if you are eating, imagine eating but not being satisfied. It's like you grumbling out of a garbage can for a half-baked food, and like that's the first thing you eat in 4 days. So you try to get whatever nutrients from that canned meat. You're not satisfied. And then you see somebody else. Don't let you come across somebody else like got food. But in the cities like this, there's gonna be done. People gonna die so quickly, man. This shit gonna be. And that's where is that at? Amongst Jacob, man. Amongst Israel. There's too many people, not enough food supply.
It never fails. It never fails because, like you said, the fighting spreads. The movie Duffel Experiment, right? When they started from when they ended, and these are the same people. Mind you, these are the same people. The only thing that changed was the circumstance. And when you watch the movie, you can see the phases that they went through mentally. To where the main character, in his mind, he was just against violence. But look at how it turned out at the end. You know, and they started off thinking, nah, you're not gonna give them nobody. This is a joke, calm down. And when the bodies started dropping, now you got people finding guns, they get axes and shit. They're like, yo,
throwing the pots up.
Yep. and what happened? In that time, he didn't want it.
Yeah, he was.
He slapped
He said he wasn't even worth a bullet.
Right.
He wasn't even worth a bullet.
Man. That's why the Lord, and that's going to be a spirit the Lord is going to put on these people. Because you're going to have angels manifested, but you're going to have some death angels just jumping on people to have that whole mindset. You know, like if they could jump on a person's life, they could jump on somebody to have that whole mindset. So that's why it's trying to create other old and young men and women and little children and things and don't have kids.
See, that angel, it's not like during the time of David got punished. There was an actual angel there. Those angels are on the bill people, you know? Those are angels. When he said slay others, those the Lord will put those angels on people. Because like how you mentioned about being able to lie, with an angel in the heavens, he didn't come down and until Ahab to lie. He said, I will be a lying spirit in the mouths of their prophets. So those angels that's going to be slain, they're going to be slaying spirits in the bodies of these people, man.
Yep. And just like on the right hand, you have us. You know, when you speak in the spirit, you know, you do certain things in the spirit. On the right hand, the Lord got these people doing all these things in the spirit and the left hand.
I got an account going to show you how people get real desperate. Even they don't care. When the time comes when there's no food and there's no water, people's characters change, man. We're gonna get that real quick. There's the book of Exodus, chapter 17, verse 1. It says, And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Zin after their journeys, according to the commandment of the Lord Yahawah, and pitched in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses, and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, Why chide ye with me? Wherefore did ye tempt the Lord? And the people thirsted there for water, and the people murmured against Moses and said, Wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? And Moses cried unto the Lord Yahawah, saying, What shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. Right? And you think about what happened. These Israelites were there. They saw the miracles that the Lord did through Moses and Aaron. They saw everything that happened. That they saw the Lord plaguing the Egyptians while we were in the midst of the Egyptians, and we were good. The deaf angels slaying them. Them watching the Egyptians get fucked up when we crossed over through the Gulf of Suez. Okay, they saw all these miracles, man. But what happened at the time where the Lord said, okay, it's time for them to be tested. All right, they're not going to have water to drink. How are they going to go through this? He was testing to see if they're going to be good commandment keepers, man. Right? Are they going to keep my laws? Are they going to listen to me? And guess what happened? When the desperation set in, what did they do? They're about to steal Moses, man.
Yeah, and that shows you that it's the spirit of the Lord that keeps you when you're desperate. Right. Because Daniel, three holy children, all of them had the spirit of the Lord on them to keep them, because the children of Israel at the time, the Lord didn't put his spirit on them to keep them, because he wanted to test them. So they were just out on their own. How would they act in this situation? So you can see how they acted. Now, they're reminding me when David. Now remember, the men that were with David, these were men that risked their whole life to go to sea to get David water to drink, right? So these men were like ready to ride or die with David. Now when the Amalekites came and took the women and children of these men from their camp, and they came back and they didn't find them there, they were ready to kill David. So now you're thinking about it like, that shows you the times that people are ready to go into when the time of desperation comes.
That's why the scripture says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. So Biden's going to come up and tell you, you know, oh yeah, I'm aware, you know, that the American people are struggling. You know, families don't have, you know, money to take care of their food on the table, you know, pay your rent. So I'm aware of that. I'm aware of the inflation, the gas inflation, you know, gas prices going up, food prices going up, the crisis, the food and gas, energy crisis. They're going to be using these words, man. They're going to say, we're doing everything in our power to help the American people. Guess where the American people are going to be? At the White House. They're going to be at the Congress building, the Capitol. All right? They're going to be turning up, man. Just like in Sri Lanka, they're going to have to put the National Guards out here, and they're going to be like, the National Guard's not working, the TikTok dancing videos are not working, these people are pissed.
And this won't be just one state. Yeah. Like, you know, the George Floyd protest, it was more crazy in some states. Yep. When you have a food shortage in the whole country, you ain't going to, the East Coast is going to say, all right, y'all do the work. We hungry as go over here. So everybody's going to be in unison with the same goal, get food to eat.
Right. And where is this going to really start at? In Jake neighborhoods, man. Because you don't have as much to last you however long this experiment is going to be. You know, Jake right now, a lot of Jake is tapped out, man. For the most part, most Jakes are tapped out, man. Before all this shit, people were living paycheck to paycheck. Now, your paycheck is not even enough. You got 2-3 jobs, and it's still not enough. And when this all shit goes down, these jobs gonna be laying mad people up. Who do you think they're gonna be laying off the most? Jake, because it's designed to affect Jake the most. Right. And then when that happens, the only result that's gonna happen is Jake rising up. And everyone else is gonna rise up with Jake, because that's the spirit. The Lord said he's gonna make Jake a terror unto Egypt, man. You know? So Judah's about to rise up, because they're being the most affected with all this shit. The abortion things that's going on. They're gonna be like, people are gonna be like, yo, how come we the only ones who get hit with all this shit that's happening? The government got a vendetta against us. They sending billions of dollars over to Ukraine, but here it is. We can barely put food on the table for our children. Baby formula running out. You know, who do you think is going to be affecting the most, man? Jake, and that's when they're gonna turn up. You know, so we coming close to that time.
I was gonna say, because you got Jake that work these jobs, and a lot of jobs are not essential.
Right.
You have Jake there. right? You have restaurant jobs, you have gyms, you have like, you know, these places that you go to now. There's always a chain effect. If I'm rich or if I'm just an average citizen, and regularly I'll pay my bills, right? Pay for whatever, and then I got money to spend on the little luxuries. I have a gym membership, I'm subscribed to a Netflix, you know, subscription, whatever I go to this restaurant to eat, right? My money that I'm using for these luxury activities is what those companies are using to pay their employees. If I say if things are getting tight, I gotta cut my membership at Blink, right? I can't go out to eat anymore. I gotta cancel my Netflix subscription, and I'm not the only one doing that. Netflix, the gym, the restaurant are losing money. They lose so much money they can't pay their employees, so they gotta start cutting people off. So now people are losing jobs. And whenever the economy gets bad, people who are working in non-essential jobs go first. There was a video of a manager that got on the Zoom with like I think over 100 employees and just told them straight up, I mean, we don't have to let you go. And then one of them said, we lost $100 million. I think he said, it was my fault.
Yeah, Elon Musk, they just said, Twitter basically came out and said that they're about to do cuts. And what they're going to cut is basically that employees go. They said first, anybody who was who got hired, they're not going to basically go through with the hiring. And then then they might end up actually doing cuts of people that are already there. So they stay with them on hold. So like six got a job at Twitter, and next thing you know, like, oh, nah, you're not getting a paycheck this week.
First John 2:15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Hey, and the understanding on that, that's twofold because, hey, there's nothing to love in this world, you know? If you are of a spiritual mindset, if you have the mind of YAHAWASHI, is righteousness, you wouldn't love this world. Name one thing that you will miss if you want to compare it to the kingdom of heaven. There's not one thing that you can name, man. So if you love anything of this world, then that means that the love of the Father is not in this world. I mean, it's like it's not in you. And then two, if you love this world, when things start to be taken away from you of this world, it's going to have a very deep impact on you. You won't be able to let it go. That's why the scripture talks about being as a pilgrim on the earth. But when you're as a pilgrim, you don't really have any ties to anything. You gotta just go up and leave. You know, you don't own anything. It's not your rest. So when you have the mindset of not loving this world, when this world starts to fade away, it ain't gonna love you. You know, nothing is gonna really affect you. Right?
It's just reminding you of that scene with Venom and Rocket Venom. Now, he was so in love with that symbiote and that power it gave him that when Peter Parker hit the thing and they split and he threw the grenade into the symbiote, Eddie Brock was like, nah, so he jumps in and basically dies along with that symbiote. So if you compare the symbiote to the world, when that grenade, the destruction comes to the world, these people who love the world, they're gonna die with the world. They ain't gonna do it. Because in their mind, they think the ship is sinking, but it's gonna be alright. It's gonna get back up. The world is gonna get back up. And they don't realize, no, you need to break this down because the thing is getting destroyed. So by the time it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Not very important. They're not punishing them. They're the ones that are
Because when she looks back, and she wasn't looking back to the line, like she was looking back and then like listen or admiration for what she did. And that mindset was why the Lord killed her. Because it's like, I'm about to destroy this sinful cities, and you over here feeling sad for it. That means that your mind, you're wicked in your mind, in your spirit. So that's why she got destroyed. That's why she got killed as well. And that's why a lot of people, that's why a lot of people want to take them to the up. It's not because that they worship that's your life, that's your all. So they worship the beast, they worship the image of this place. So whatever the image, whatever the beast says, you're just going to be down with it. You know? That's like how we're supposed to love the Lord with all of our heart, all of our mind. Well, that's what these people do with Babylon, with this world. They love this world with all their heart, with all their mind, with all their soul. That's why the scripture talks about when the Lord destroyed the whole world, he He said what? Because the imagination of their heart was to be evil continually. So that's why being spiritually connected to this world is a death sentence, man.
What's that scripture that says, store up your treasures in heaven? That's like what? You having a commitment to the Heavenly Father, right? You're committed to the kingdom, right? Mentally, you're committed to the kingdom. If you're mentally or spiritually committed to anything here on earth, it's going to be to your detriment, man, because you're not going to be able to let go when it's time to let go. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, man, this shit's heavy, but you're drowning with it. Nigga, let it go. Let it go so it can drown it and you can stay afloat, man. But a lot of people, whether it be women, whether it be a certain lifestyle, whether it be money, jobs, whatever, your commitments here on earth is going to be to your detriment because this American shit is going down, man. It's drowning. You too invested in America, man. You ain't shit to invest in here, man. The elder just said it. Ain't shit to invest in here. And I remember 2 years ago, we used to be out here, we used to be like, this is the best you're going to see things. And now look. And it's only gonna get worse from here. Soon, hey, who knows? But Lord might have it when we might come back out here next time and you're gonna see people just sitting in the corner, homeless, lights on. You know?
They said East Coast, the energy prices, the oil prices. And but Jake not even the
Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, verse 6. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present. Let us speedily use the creatures like as a youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass us by. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. But none of us.
And mind you, as you're reading that, that's the mindset of the ungodly. You know, and that's their thought is, you know, let us do that now. Let's enjoy this world now. Let's like I mentioned earlier, our mindset is sacrificing now for what's to come. We're storing our treasures in heaven.
Let none of us go without his part of our beloved sisters. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place.
Hey, they did that. All their artifacts, all of their coins, all their rings, you got the rings over there, and Greece and Rome. You know, all these things. That's them leaving their token signs of them saying that we did it now. But I believe it's in the book of Psalms. It says that they want to fade away like a dream, man. There's going to be nothing. There's going to be nothing that's going to be able to remind you of the Edomites, man, of their rulership, of their supremacy.
For this is our portion, and our lot is this.
I believe it because in Psalms it says that though he spread his wings like a green bay tree, in the deep night, you find that scripture. Basically, he'll be nothing left of him, right? So that's like brother saying, that's the mindset of the ungodly. They think that their houses shall last forever. Even while they're seeing this, even the elites, and it's funny because the elites are doing all this. They're classing this in this world, this age, the way that things are happening right now. But they think that they're going to be able to rebuild on top of it. That's what the pride of their heart has achieved. See, people of this world, the low-level peons, they're going to be so attached to this world because they don't think that there could be something else after this. The elites think that they got the kingdom of, I guess their heaven coming up after this. That's their perverted, bizarro world of the next world is them ruling and having the power of Jacob in its fullness through their technology. We know what's going to actually happen is us ruling and having the power of what's happening. If these regular peons, they don't even see it. They want this to stand. They want this to stand. But the Lord is going to allow Esau to act to see as he's going to fulfill his belly. So they're going to get down with that movement. Because they're like, well, that's just the new thing. That's just the new age. You know, that's it. Because they don't believe that YAHAWASHI is coming back. So they see Esau doing all these miracles and being able to give people the ability to walk through, you know, the grand church and all this other. That's in their mind. That's the closest thing that they're going to get to a heavenly state. They show you that all these dystopic. It's funny because all these dystopic movies, they say Esau, his utopia. You know, dystopic movies shows Esau's utopia. And that's the upside down world of Esau.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 34. Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land.
Hey, that's what patience and endurance. That's what it's all about. You know?
It's all about waiting on the Lord. It sounds so easy, but it's so hard. But the scripture says, "Well, wisdom is easy to understand. His ways are clean to the holy, but there are stumbling blocks to the ungodly." So just waiting on the Lord is an easy thing to a person of faith, but what? There's not faith in the Lord. So that's a very hard thing to do, to tell somebody that has no faith to wait. It's like you saying, yo, I'm gonna be there in 25 minutes. Wait, yo, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna tell you time. I'm gonna be there. Just wait. If you don't have faith in me, you're not gonna wait. You're not gonna wait. Like, gonna go. And that's these people, man. They're not there all I'm out. But the thing is, you're not supposed to have faith in men. The scripture says you lean not on the arms of men. You know, trust not in flesh. But the Lord's telling you to wait on him. All the scriptures, the prophets, the King David, Moses, they never say, yo, trust me. It's always been wait, trust on the Lord. He's going to deliver you. He's going to come. He's going to be your defense. And that's the message.
So it says here, wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt fear. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading themselves like a green bay tree.
Yep. Hey, and that's prophecy, right? So if I'm not mistaken, is that King David speaking? Yep. So in King David, he was in his glory when he was not glory, but he was in leadership when he was on the scene, right? He was conquering all the other nations. So he didn't see that during his time, but that was a prophetic. The wicked in great power. That's all about the valley of the shadow of death. That's all about right now, man. So that's what we see. We see the wicked in great power. We understand that we are in the hands of him that is stronger than us. But the Spirit allows us to come out here and shake the hand at this devil, man. And he can't do nothing about it.
Right? It says here, verse 36. Verse 35 again, I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found.
Going back to the scripture about them leaving tokens, man. You know, you got people, even Jake, when they go to these different museums, they'll go travel from here to Paris to go to the Louvre, they go to the Britain Museum, all these different, see all these things, well, a lot of them shit is falsified and are a lot of them actual artifacts of like the Middle Age time. You saw them get them shit, is if you really got down and dirty, it'd be all us, it'd be Jake faces, but the stuff that they really show you is what? From Greek, it's in the Greek Empire, from the Roman Empire, and from the Renaissance period. That's the only time period they really show you everything. And if they show you some Egyptian things, it'll be discolored and you know, disfigured and all that, man. But you have a lot of people, they go into these different museums, they go travel to see all of this quote-unquote history, but it's all Esau. But at the end of it, that's all going to be destroyed, man. And the kingdom ain't going to be able to find a bus. The bus on like a fresco. There ain't gonna be none of that, man. They gonna find a coin of George Washington's face. So Mount Rushmore, that's gonna be out.
No one is tired of looking
I got a precept here. It's the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment is no, man. The joy of the hypocrite, the actors, man.
So that's what the devil is. Satan transformed himself into an angel of light. That's an act. And as we get closer, and the Spirit of the Lord is being poured out more and more, the wicked is being revealed. So they can't even act like to the regular people, they're doing it. But even them, a lot of people waking up. That's why Joe Biden's ratings at an all-time low. Nobody ever really trusts politicians. You know, they just watch out for one thing that they like that he says, and then they'll go. And what do you use this time? The student votes. Yeah. That was like, everybody like, I'm voting out student votes. But he came out voting like, yo, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That's what it was, man.
You know? And then they asked him, hey, are you going to be following up with the student loans he was saying? He said, I don't plan on doing none of that. I said, just dig ahead. He said, nah, I'm not planning on revoking those student loans like $50,000 in debt. I'm not working That was something else. Keep it more in there. And I'm like, see, they're telling you. See, man.
Job 20:7. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dove. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Yeah, that's the real American dream, man. You know? Even trying to trace this American, you know, Esau gonna be the American nation. The American one is bitter, man. That's a bitter, America, this was a bitter dream for us, man. You know? Esau and power was a bitter dream that we had. That's like that cup that we had to drink. We had to drink it. But the Lord said, what? You shall surely drink it. That's going to be your reality. And the thing is about Esau, you can't even enjoy your kingdom right now. You can't enjoy it. Because you are constantly, whether it be with the chariots, you see in chariots play you, you're being played by visions of night dreams, you're being played by prophets coming out here, you're being played by people not trusting you, believing your lies, your deception. So like you can't even enjoy, that's why the scripture says that in Proverbs 4th chapter says you lose sleep, man. In the kingdom, we're gonna sing upon our beds. You losing sleep upon your beds, man.
And if you look at it, majority of this time has been planning to prepare for the NWO. You know, so here it is. You spend the majority of your kingdom. You spend the majority of your kingdom planning, and then when you find yourself to bring out the plans, the Lord is like, nope, you're just gonna start. You spend what 400 or 500 years, and then the last 1, 2, 3 years you trying to enact this shit. The Lord is like,
That's like being a programmer. You spend all that time programming a game on like an app or something, and as soon as you start it, it just crashes. Yo, that shit. Yeah, they just start. You turn it on, so boom, everything crashes. Blue screen of death. That's what's gonna happen to Esau, man. And everybody that fucking invested, you got people that invested in the programming of the game, so everybody that invested, they gonna be mad at you, man. That's why they gonna narrowly look at you like, yo, this you motherfucker.
we spend all our money, all our time, and that's why the nations are mad, right? We could have invested all this, and this is the outcome.
This is it.
Hey, every corporation, every time the investors are pissed, things change.
Yeah,
The stock, yeah, exactly. They're the most important people, man. Not the workers over there, not the CEO. And guess what? America is a big ass corporation. We're shareholders. They're known as the federal bankers, man. You know, these so-called elites, they have shares in America. Why do you think they're pushing this finesse so damn hard, man? It's actually on the stock market. Okay? And people are investing in it. All right? And now they're saying that what? I was listening to the radio yesterday, and they were saying that America just surpassed over 1 million people who died with CV. And they play with the words. They're saying with or off. Because, you didn't really die off because of this. But you had it with comorbidities, all this shit. Right.
He died?
Right. He died with. Yeah. And guess what? When the so-called pandemic started, they were saying these things to inflate the numbers. But now they're trying to deflate the numbers, man. Hiding the VAERS system information. And guess what? It's way more over a million people that have passed in this thing, man. Now people are questioning shit like, that's an advocacy thing, does it really work? Who is coming out saying, listen, this ain't gonna work. You said you weren't gonna go to hospitals. Now we say, look, you're not gonna go to hospitals, but you're just not gonna die. Or you're gonna go to hospitals, you're just not gonna die.
Yeah, they switching up.
Right.
But that's why they want that power. That's why they want that power. Because the deception is wearing off. So they gotta guess it. No, it's who. They're gonna do a vote to give who the power. Oh yes, it is. Because the World Economic Forum needs to come up with this. Yeah, this one's the next one.
Well, I just seen, you know the work clause. Doing something. I seen him say that Zelensky, he's supposed to do a virtual speech on
A chiquita yo la saqué fue aquí, sobornándola.
So they can keep having a reason holding on to their own.
The spirit, what I see happen, the spirit, all this aid that's being sent over there is being used as a military NATO type American ploy against Russia, but with Ukraine in the front. Oh, we're sending aid.
They're right on the doorstep.
Right. Oh, we're aiding Ukraine. But really, when you really look at it, they're militarizing Ukraine, but in the form of aid. And then they can use it against as a proxy. There you go. You know? Because I'm like, why are they sending all this money over there? If America has been invested, we're not going to spend money in there, man. There's a reason for that.
One way or another, they're putting their weapons or military. That's the most important thing.
But the name Ukraine on top.
That's the main cause. We're not going to let Ukraine go get it coming back. So they want to get it the underhand with it. And then now Finland's trying to get into NATO and Sweden and stuff. And Russia say, yeah, I don't know what down what it is. Poland will be Mexican. That's what they say. They're both going to be Mexican because Poland's right on their border also. None of those, I don't believe any of the border countries of but now all of a sudden they're just trying to get in. Yeah. Belarus, Finland's on top, Russia, Poland, that's all that. But that's like the Lord said, I ain't stir up the muster of the host of battle. Because the Lord is controlling all this, man. Remember in Revelation he said that what? They shall fulfill my will. Revelation 17:7. Hey, you dropped it. He said that I put it in their heart to fulfill my will. So everything that's going on, that we're seeing play out in the world stage, as God likes to say, the world stage is really the Lord's stage, man. You know? Instead of draws from there. And all that's happening, but then you got domestically a lot of things happening as well, man. So either way you look at it, it's just like, yo, there is no. That's why the Lord said when the planes get shot off, they don't turn back. The planes don't stop; they're only increasing like a woman in travail. Once that water breaks, hey, and the water was the word. This word has broke forth. The Lord said, once His word go out through four corners of earth, then shall the income. So this water has broken, and now everything, now the floodgates of hell is happening. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 13. It says, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall. To what it comes to the high I'm going to put it in. Water breaking forth. So it says, swelling up in a high wall, he's breaking from its suddenly at an instant. Yeah, he's breaking. That's what? When they shall say peace and safety instead of destruction. You know? Hey, so what? Yeah. We have a main break in the water system. The street comes flooded quick, man. It gets quick. You go dry, the next thing you know, this shit's flooded. Everything gotta get locked off, man.
And it instantly goes from dry to wet and flood. Right? Like a dam, it stops the water from coming. So anyone who's on this side thinks it's all good and dandy. But then when the dam breaks, what happens? You get flooded just like that. Ain't no like, oh shit, it's just like, oh shit, turn it, and then you already take it.
One night, we ain't out running Russian water. Yep. And like I said, it's a sudden break. So you might be standing right next to the dam. Right. You know what's crazy about a sudden breaking? If you were watching, it really wasn't sudden. It really wasn't sudden to somebody who's watching that. Because that breaking, you watch the same thing over and over for months, years. You're like, yo, this is something about to happen. Something about to happen. Keep looking at it. Something about to happen. But then it breaks. But you already bugged. You already knew. But everybody else, you still talking about that water bubble where you can talk about that for years. You're going to play around, the next thing you know, boom. So it's a sudden breaking in you. But it wasn't sudden to the person who was watching, right? And that's Lord willing us. Because we see everything. So that's why when we come out here, we're seeing the cracks of the dam. We're warning about these cracks that's in this dam. But everybody else, because there's no water coming out, like, even though right now it's leaking. The baby shortage, that's a little drop.
You know, I remember they said like in the tunnel, and that's why I hate tunnels. I remember hearing about this in off the joke. They said if you ever see if you're in a tunnel, you ever see like a drop of water coming down, you're dead. So that means that because you're in the tunnel, you're in the water, so that means that there's something came through. So in that pressure of that water, if there's a little drop through, it's going to just overtake you. So so that's why, like, that's what these little drops that are happening right now that we're seeing throughout the, you know, the signs of the times. Those are little drops that the Lord is showing that eventually this thing's gonna crack, and you can't repair those cracks. That's something that's like infrastructure. That's like what's it called? Infrastructure damage. Like you can't just we're gonna patch this little up. No, that crack is it's too big. It's too big. Yeah, and that's why the Lord said what? We would have built Babylon where she is not here. So what? Forsake her. We're forsaking this day. Like, yo, we can't go this way. Let's just leave. We're going to be out. You hear us? Yo, let's go. And that's what we're doing, man. That's our spiritual part that we're doing.
Hey, you know how sometimes, like, I got you. You know how sometimes you gotta salvage something? Like, you might have a car, you be like, yeah, you get in here, but like, you know what? To spend all this money to fix it, I might as well just let them salvage it. Right? That's America right there. To heal it is like, how much money, how much debt is America in? How much corruption is in this world? Like, look at America. There ain't no way you're gonna turn shit back. This thing has been building for hundreds of years. To get to this point, since the 50s, America has been doing this decades, man, to get to this very point. And you just wake up to it. You are 20 years too late, my friend. You gotta,
It was funny when somebody talks about America, but people don't realize, just like as the rules of people in the place, well, remember, when we say that, you're talking about yourself. The reason why America, why you have that mindset, because of the people. You're like that. You're rude. Everything just sucks. That's because of you. So the way, and that's why you see so many people are just, we look at the mindset and how the people, like how people are, it's like, yo, you people are wrong. So when they say that, when you actually think about America, we're not talking about the actual physical land. We're talking about what makes America the way America is. And it's the accuracy of the people, the morale of the people that says, we'll destroy him like the sword of the earth. Always wants to know where to destroy him. People's morals are corrupted. So that's like really a looking glass. When you ask somebody, an American, what do you think about America? And they say it sucks, that's a looking glass. You're talking about yourself, man.
hey, they have decades where they killed it. Right? It wasn't because the land was doing that, like the roaring 20s. You ain't gonna say, oh, well, America was actually roaring like a lion. No, but it was the vibration of the earth, or the vibration of that time of the people. You see? So right now, America is instead of warning because the people are instead of warning. And that's what the elder just said. Yo, I talked to my mom the other day, and her tone of voice was so somber, man. I was like, damn, what's going on? You know? And that's the vibration. Everybody is hopeless. You ask somebody, yo, what you think is going to happen, you know, with Biden and Trump, you know, they're not even thinking about it. They're like, yo, bro, look, I can't even make rent next month. Like, I'm not thinking about Biden right now. That nigga done fucked the whole country up, man. You know, that's the feeling that they have. So the feeling that Americans have now is despair and anger. And those two things, anxiety, yep. And those two things, helplessness, hopelessness, seeing that your government is constantly turning on you. That's why the scripture said there's going to be sedition among men. Invading one another, they shall not regard their kings or princes. The course of their actions shall stand in their power. You know? So people are going to be making moves based on how it benefits them. Even if it's a good detriment or at your life or your health. You know? And it starts from the top. The government is letting you know he don't care about you. So start figuring things out of your own. So if they just trickle down, and the more things happen, and the more the government knows that you're there, people are losing that. And you're going to see that people are saying the truth.
Yeah, the brother posted a precept. This is Prince of Yahawah 8. This is Jeremiah 6 and 17. Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken.
Yep. They said we will not hearken, man. Because what does the trumpet sound for? You know, the trumpet is a sound for a warning, man. So if you're not hearkening unto the warning, really, it's like, that's detrimental to you. You know, that's not really detrimental to the person who's blowing the trumpet, you know? That's detrimental to you. So when you don't hearken to the warning, then when the actual, because when you warn of something, it's not the warning that you should be afraid of, it's the thing that's coming. So we're warning you of something, but that thing is actually going to come. That's what's going to affect you. And they're not thinking about that. So they're just here, yo, somebody, like, they think that we're crying like it's a bluff call. We're not. The Lord don't bluff. The Lord, they say, I'm about to punch you, I'm not sleeping. And you just, Lord, like, I'm about to hit you. And then I'm telling you, I'm warning you so you can know how to duck. You duck by ducking into righteousness. But you're not listening to that. All right, so when the hit comes, it's not like you're going to eat it. But you got that. That's not what it is, man. So you mad at the warning, but that's literally what it is. Like, when somebody say, I'm about to hit you, that's a threat, like, kind of. Because, like, they're trying to, like, threaten you. But the Lord is showing you mercy, like, yo, I'm about to send this hit on this place, and if you here, you won't get got. That's the Lord giving you compassion to get you, like, give you a head start, you know what I mean, spiritually, to get out of that place.
Maybe, slow down his wrath a little bit. You get right with him, you be like, oh shit, that's what the Lord is doing, Lord. And then you be like, you know what, all right, come this way, but these people, I gotta get them. But these people are not listening to that. They see the threats of the Lord, and they're like, oh, this way. Yo, let's go back.
You said you were a man of war. It's like when Leonidas kicked the dude down the thing. That really got Xerxes mad. Because back then, kings were warriors also. So you telling a man of war that he's warning you and you just not taking heed to his warning? This is the God of war. This is the God of war. You're not taking heed to the God of war's warning. Like he's not about to come with wars.
Yeah, like that's the theme, man. That's the theme. When he comes down, it's gonna be war. And if you ain't ready, you're gonna get that. He's gonna wipe everyone out, man.
That makes you more angry too.
Yeah.
You gotta take heed to the threat. Right. You know.
Everybody knows.
You tell him, look, some guy is about to do this. And this guy, like Pharaoh. You look at some things, I'm gonna give him more. And that's what the dude told Leonidas. He's like, you threaten the messenger? That's madness. You'll be destroyed. Your woman will be there. He just started like telling him everything was wrong. But that's once again, that's a man. That's why the Lord said the Egyptians, they're not gods, but they're men. And their horse is not spirit, they're flesh. I'm a power. I'm sending my men, and you're threatening the messengers of you're threatening the messengers of my message. My message. So then when I come, now when I see what you did to my prophets, I see how you misused them. What you did to the organs, the son, YAHAWASHI will come back, it's going to be on. Because you not only disrespected the prophets, you disrespected what they were saying, which is worse. That's why YAHAWASHI said it. They that despise you, despise me. And they that despise you, me, despise them that sent me. Which is who? The God of war. Right. You want to despise the God of war.
You're waging war against the God of war.
Yeah. Yep. The ultimate, when you send a messenger, really you go either way. Because when you send the messenger, it was, are you going to surrender? Or are you going to declare war? When you send in water, so that you surrender. But you don't even insult me now. You're all my brothers. I didn't even come back to the message. Yeah, I didn't even come back to the message. I didn't come back at all. So, whoever sent the message, he's coming, and his mindset is, this is beyond war. I'm coming with everything. This is personal. I'm coming with everything, and I'm coming for you. That means when I get there, there's not one word you can say. Your chance is when I sent the messenger. And now that I'm here, that's why it says, many shall say, Lord, Lord, and I'm going to say, depart from me, the words of iniquity. Because your chance to say, Lord, Lord, is when I sent the prophets. Not when I'm here. Right. See that sign right there?
No, it says 50% up, but read the top. You know how they take it up? Going out of business. Going out of business. That's America right now.
That's not always been.
Yeah, they go out of business. Always. But America's going out of business, but they got practice to deceive people to say, oh no, business is 50% up. But it says going out of business, but they don't see that part of it. Even though it's there, they don't see it. They only see the business 50% up. Yeah.
2 Chronicles chapter 36, verse 15. And the Lord power of their fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up times and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his holy person. That's what the warning is, right? That's the Lord having compassion, you know? Telling you to, hey, get right because I'm coming with war. So that's the compassion. It says, verse 16, but they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his word and misused his prophets until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people till there was no remedy. And there's no remedy that you can't be remedying when the God of war comes, man. When the Lord's plagues come. It said when his plagues say, I was like at the 16th chapter, who shall turn them back? You can't turn back. You can't tell the Lord no, stop. Like none of that, man. There's no, and it says misuse the prophet. Because what is a prophet for? A prophet is not for to be mocked at. It's not to be debating. It's not to be therapist. Yeah, like a therapist, like a real amusement. A prophet is literally used to get the word of the Most High before it happens. To tell you, to understand what thus saith the Lord, and how should I move in the time to come so I can be delivered. That's what the prophet is for. But if you're misusing that prophet, oh, now I want to go on the comment board. Man, you said this and that. That's not what we're here for, man. That's why the elders say all the time, we're not therapists, not in a sense. We're comforting one another, but what we're saying is comforting. We're not comforting based off of how we want it. It's not a talk show or like some couch that's just laying on it and you tell us your problems. No, we're giving you comfort by giving you the gospel, good news. So if anything outside of what our purpose is, and we're looking for that, we're misusing the prophets, man. There was no remedy. There's nothing that can be done about it. When the judgment starts, checking everything through, when the judgment starts, once that argument has gone, there's nothing that can be done. The arrow is gone. That's it. No chances for him to put down the arrow. But once you let go, that's it. So, unless you have a defense. And these people, see, it's like the archer say, put up your shield. Put up your shield. Put up your shield. He's standing there. He's going to let go of that arrow, and he ain't going to have any of it. So, and we're telling you, look, the Lord is going to shoot the arrows regardless. Let's take this part out of the question. Let me make myself clear, right? The arrows are going to be shot. Samuel's the coming. That's not going to stop. So forget that part. What you can do is, that's it. You know? Put your armor on. And the shield is what the shield of faith. See? Any other shield, those arrows want to go right through. It's like back in 300 when they shot it, it was like all the arrows came and they were like the shield. That shield is what the shield of faith. So if you don't got that faith as a shield, it doesn't matter what you put up. You can put up your 400K, you can put up your big ass house, you can put up anything. You can put up your bunker. None of that is going to be able to stop those arrows that the Lord has. The only thing that's going to be able to block those arrows is your faith. If you think about it, right? The arrows are coming and it's not the Lord. You know, so you may be able to block one arrow, but are you the shield of faith is covering every aspect. That's what this thing does. See, all the things that this world throws at us, that is for the God everything. But when you say, all right, you know what, hard times are coming, but the famine is coming, but I'm going to use my sword and food to block against that war. The scripture says, those that escape the hunger, the sun is going to be full. How you going to block that? How you going to block the pestilence coming in? Boom. They come at the same time. Because there's going to be something that's going to escape from the famine based on whether or not they got like, there might be certain sections of a country, of a city or a state that might get food, you know? So they might escape that. But if you got a large section of people that don't have food and they're going toward this small section of people that do have food, well, how are you going to escape the sword that those people are coming with to just food? Exactly.
You notice how things strategically done, east and west. So they're closing it in into the states. You know, they're going to get, the Lord is getting it, bro. It says, those who escape by the sword shall die by famine. So what do you think that's talking about? It's talking about all hits on all fronts. If you don't have that protection from the Lord, like the elder said, which is your faith, you're going to be thrust too. And it's going to be a violent thrusting, man. All right? Most High is about to cook. It's going to be an unbelievable cook. All right?
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 1. 4 verse 4.
It says the tongue of the sucking child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. They that did freely, they that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. See? So at one point you had, the luxury to be able to go out, order this, do this, enjoy. Fatten up your belly and kick up your feet. But now you're in the streets. I forgot when it was, but I think it was in Texas. There were people actually going into the dumpsters of like fast food restaurants after they closed so that they can find food, because they were throwing out when the power outage hit in the I think in the wintertime in Texas, they were throwing out a lot of food and they wouldn't give it to the people. So the people were waiting and going into the dumpsters to try and take out that food they had to throw out. So you're gonna have people actually searching. They're gonna say, look, why don't we say rubbish? I've seen that in movies before. Because now that's what they're gonna be doing. Somebody who wouldn't even want to eat up leftovers that he had in the fridge because he's like, nah, I like my food fresh, all right? This guy's gonna be saying, look, you guys, can you imagine that? And that's where by 60, you're totally, because at the end of the day, every knee is going to bow, right? So bowing is a form of humbling yourself, right? And it's subservience. And most people, they won't bow. Like, they're not bowing low anymore. They're not bowing. So what is the Lord? But the Lord is coming to take over. He said, what? The kingdom of this world and become the kingdom of our Lord. So that means everybody is going to be subservient and bow to the Lord. But the way that he's setting it up, most people are going to be forced to do it through their sufferings. Because you get to the point where you break somebody down, what do? They just break down to their knees. And that's when you're going to see all these people, man. The peasants, the sword. The Lord come back. Then you just on your knees at that point. You already done.
There's a book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 11. It says, and they that have known my law, right, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain.
And that's the till there was no remedy, right? You're going to know it regardless, because he's a God of knowledge, and he's going to make everybody. Guess what? He made Pharaoh know. Yes. See, when the Lord was done with Pharaoh understood perfectly. he understood, like, yo, I can't, Nebuchadnezzar, he understood. They always, his grandson, Belshazzar, he understood. And Titus, he understood. The Lord's never going, you're never not going to know. You want to know why this happened, huh? Eleodor, he went and warned the king. Yo, you got some Indians sitting them down there. Sitting them down. Sitting them over there, man. But that's how the Lord gets down. He said what? He is known by the judgment that he executed. So you're going to know it. But the way you're going to know is going to be after death by pain. Right? Because pain and fear are great teachers, man. Why do you think you got nervous system? That's to teach you not to do something. You don't walk in front of the street because you not even got hit by a car, but you've seen it or you heard about people. It's very painful. You don't put your hand on the stove because it's very painful. That's a lesson that you're being taught. It's a bad lesson to learn. So we get hearing the message, yo, fire's coming. We know what fire feels like. We try to, I don't want to experience that pain. So let me do what we got to do so we can be exempt from that. The YAHAWAH, exempt for that judgment, man. But your pridefulness, you don't think, because in your liberty, you don't think that actually is coming. You don't think the fire is going to get turned on, man.
Yes, they don't actually believe that the fire is coming. Because, see, if you see a stove, you go to somebody's crib, and you see a stove, what is that? They're like, it's a stove, don't touch it. But it doesn't look like a stove to you. You don't really believe that it's a stove. So you dumbass might just touch it and get burnt. Now, if you went and you saw like a traditional stove, they ain't gonna move to tell you don't touch it. You know, I believe, I ain't gonna touch it. So as we're warning them the fire is coming, we warn them the fire is coming, they don't actually believe that it's coming. They're seeing things, but even still, and that's how you know it's spiritual. You can't see all these signs with a common sense mind and still say, nah, that ain't gonna happen.
I was telling some chicks and tell me that America's going to be destroyed by fire. We'll go all the way around it. And she said, I believe you, but I don't want to partake in that. What do I do? So I started teaching her, and I told her, I asked her, I said, why do you believe everything I'm saying about the fire? Because I tell people about this, they think it's a joke. She said, look, and she showed me a sign on her back. When she was younger, she said she was walking, and her mom had the stove on, and there was something on the stove. So she was passing by, but the space was tight. So as she passed by, her body got grazed the thing. And it left a mark on her. She said, yo, that fire burn. She said the way her flesh looked after the she was like, yo, imagine myself in that. So actually giving an example of some dumbass might put his hand in the stove. I'm like, Americans might want to go try that. You know, maybe experiment that. You know, like, yo, turn the stove on and put your hand on it for like a few seconds and pull back. And see what happens to your hands and how you feel about it and so on and so forth. And then imagine, look, fire is right here and my ass is in the fire and I can't escape. And the next person I'm looking at, he's going through worse than me. Am I going to go to him for help? Hell no. And guess what? The fire is going to come before the actual fire comes. You see? The Lord's going to put everyone through that. So you might want to experiment like that because maybe the word is not getting to you, so you might have to do certain actions to put yourself in that spirit.
But they're going to know it after they go out there. That's why they're going to find out.
1 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter, verse 14. But the natural man receives not the things of the Spirit of Yahawah, for they are foolishness to him. Neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned.
When you think about what we're talking about, we're literally talking about a destruction of a country. We're talking about intergalactic, realm, interdimensional warfare. We're talking about immortality. This is something that you can't, like, you can't utter, like, the groanings. And, like, you realize what we're talking about. And that's why it's like, yo, only a spiritual man can understand this. Only the Spirit of God can understand what we're saying. And that's the Lord in us because a natural man, like,
World being destroyed. That's right.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. I can believe it, but it's like, this is crazy. But to us, it's like, this is not normal. Like, it was like, yo, like, this is really normal. But that's how you know, like, yo, we're not of this world because when you're able to, like, be able to subjectively, or I should say objectively look at what we're talking about, you know, like, yo, this is not something that we're talking about. This is not from this realm. Nobody knows what we're doing right now, what we're talking about right now. So they're just seeing us like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, what are y'all doing right now, right? Like, but what we're doing is something that's like so far beyond all that they look for. Right? Like, you can't live.
Now that you put it like that, it makes a lot of sense. You gotta imagine how great it's actually gonna be when it manifests. Because if it's on such a high level that talking about it alone is too much for people to comprehend, how much when it actually happens? You know, like you talk about immortality, you talk about like interdimensional warfare. These are things that when you talk about, they go overbeat that so much. Yeah, movie stuff. So what do you think they're gonna do when they actually see the manifestations of these things that we're talking about? Live in the rank. Oh yeah.
It was bugging. You couldn't.
But and that's even with that, that's like, cause I was far, you know what I mean? To him, it really just looks like big orange glow, like you know, big orange light. But when you see them things come low, it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like you can't say anything other than like, that's not from here. Like, what the fuck is that? Because you got somebody that sees that same video and be like, oh, that's fake. Oh, you know, like, oh, that was like, there's all, But when the Lord comes to serve, that's why it says that then shall that righteous man stand in great boldness in front of such as have afflicted him. Because like we already have the mind of this happening. Like this is reality to us. Right. This is already we don't know what the chariot looks like, but we know it's not like normal. You know what I mean? So when people see this like the orange bulbs and like orange different colors or something, it's still far away so that they can't really interpret what that really is. But once it comes and the Lord has all this like majesty, like was Isaiah 63 is coming in and traveling this great strength. Once that happens, people's heart are literally going to just like might burst in their heart, in their bodies, man. Like they're like awe. When people say I'm in awe, that's what they want to be. Like, they might just see the movies like something happens like some great destruction and people walk up to it like, and then drop it like, that's what people are going to do, yo. They're going to be mesmerized, like. They just walk through it.
Not knowing what to think. And that's why because it says that they're spiritually discerned. Like you said, this is normal to us. You know, just like how we see things that these people do, and we're just like, what? Transgender birth, heroes. Trying to explain that to somebody at work. We all got right. I said it was a man that became a woman. But then, it's like, but then he got pregnant, but it was actually
an ex, but that became a wife.
Right. And he said, I said, hold on, I'm confused. I said, then we got laughing, and it's like, all right, fuck it, let's not go. If they're trying to, because they'll actually sit down with you and try to make it make sense to you. But to us, we're like, what is this? So when we try to explain our reality to try to make it make sense to them, they're like, what is this? And it shows me that we're a different thought. You know, we're literally of another spirit. You know, when we understand and believe, because it takes one thing to understand what we're talking about, but it takes another thing to believe it. Because you can explain to somebody what we're talking about. And they can say, okay, I see what you're saying. But now to tell them that, okay, now that's actually going to happen, and they believe it, that's a whole other thing as well. So the Lord didn't give us just understanding and knowledge, but faith to believe the things that we are learning and understanding. You know, so putting all that together, that's why the position of the elect is going to be where they're at. Because our minds were there before our bodies. You know, the kingdom, our minds are in the kingdom before we actually get there. Our minds are in the position of the ruling class of the greatest kingdom ever before we are actually in that position. This is us in a base state. So when we get elevated, everything's going to get better. Women are in the base state. Look how women move now. Some women get mad, be like, damn, she's pretty as hell. You know, she's bad as shit, like the world was sick. You know, so imagine the kingdom, man. Imagine the men of the Lord in the kingdom. Imagine the whole entire nation of Israel in the kingdom, man.
And that's something that's like very, like almost unbelievable, man. To know that our women are going to be in order and be like their minds. Truly says it blesses the man whose woman is like basically have the same mindset. Right. I mean, good that's something low. Like that's a very low thing to have your woman like, in the same be in accordance with you. But if we don't go here, if we go there, man, they want to get this shit out with that too. They're like, you can't. Everything is a fucking disagreement. Yo, go. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the store. Yeah, make sure you go left. Now you go right. Now we go right. Yo, we gonna get to the same spot. Yeah, no, yo. But that's like the person is like that's how low we are, man. And that's why like it's a comforting to be in the spiritual mindset because you're not going back to what we said before, you're not too overly charged with the things of this world. So even like the arguments, even though that shit can vex you, even the arguments you get in with your kids, it don't really affect you to that level mentally because it's like, yo, this shit. Like that shit gonna be you have a hug there, you get pissed, but like shit. Just waiting for the shit to get destroyed. You know, like anything. You might be low on money. This shit don't even matter, yo. Because it's like it's all temporary. So when you really know that everything is all temporary, why would you put so much energy and spirit into something that's temporary? You don't put your spirit and your energy into something that lasts forever. But people don't do that. People don't have anything that they will believe in that lasts forever. Nothing that people believe in this world is something that they believe will last forever. That's why the Lord said it, heaven and earth may pass away, but my word shall never pass away. So you can literally give your everything to this, and it will be valuable. Because you're putting your everything into something that's going to be eternal. I got a precept. 2 Ezra 2 verse 10. Thus saith the Lord unto Ezra, tell my people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem, which I would have given unto Israel. You got people that say, oh, see, he's talking about the other nations. No, he's talking about Israelites that were of a no people. Going back to Hosea, where Rulership and Mohammed, those are the people that the Lord said that I will give. He said, tell my people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem, which I have given, which I would have given to Israel. So then if this ain't talking about Israel, then who's the Lord's people? Because there was never, in anywhere in the scriptures where the Lord called anybody else his people. Even when he mentioned, he said Egyptians or Ethiopians, he said my Egyptians, my people in Egypt, or my people in Egypt. He was talking about Israelites that were there. That were in that Egyptian state of mind, which we were. We were those people that were Babylonians, that were the Egyptians, that were Edomitized, as the chief could say. We're Edomitized, right? And traumatized, Edomitized. You know, verse 11. Their glory also will I take unto me, and give these the everlasting tabernacles which I have prepared for them. They shall have the tree of life for an ornament of sweet savor. They shall neither labor nor be weary. And when you go back to the tree of life, that was given to what? The first son of God. The first YAHAWASHI, the YAHAWASHItes. Okay, that wasn't given to all the other beasts of the field. That was given to a family. And that family was supposed to stay in that order that the Lord gave it to Adam, and they were all going to have that tree of life. And that tree of life gave you what? Immortality. That's why when it goes back and says that man wasn't meant to die, that was talking about what? Starting from Adam and his lineage. Because you had other people out there, but they didn't have the tree of life. They didn't have access to the tree of life. So that's why it says, they shall have the tree of life for an ornament of a sweet savor. They shall neither labor nor be weary. Because that's what? Paradise. In the kingdom, we ain't got to labor. We're not going to be weary. Remember, that was a curse that the Lord gave it to Adam. That by thy sweat of thy brow, thou shalt till the earth. X, Y, and Z, you should give the fruit of. Everything is supposed to be just be given to us. The food, the nourishment, everything we needed was supposed to just, that was the old world. But because Adam fell, we had to now go through the straight. Verse 13, this point says, go and ye shall receive. Pray for 3 days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. And that's why we're always in the future, right? That's where we're at. Because as a man of the Lord started to declare the end from the beginning. So as a man of the Lord, as a prophet, you're always thinking about the kingdom. Because why would you want to think about this where this is leaving, this is going out the window. The way that this society was 3 years ago, it's about to end.
It's about to fucking end. People don't believe me. They look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah. That's the spirit. Yeah. But see, but they don't. They know but they don't understand. They see, but they don't perceive. It's about to end. What does that mean for you? Exactly. How do you go about it? What does that mean for your little son? Because you know how it's going, and you know what's going to happen. It ain't going to just be the lights off and everything just ceases. It ain't going to be the Thanos. It's going to be a slow death, man. It's going to be painful. You're going to experience things that you have never experienced in your life. You don't even know how to comprehend to experience that. That's how this ends. It ain't just it's going to end. You can't talk about the end of the world as if you've known it like this. It's about the end. The world's about to end. Like, oh yeah, it's like it's going to a fucking a movie that's about to end. Like, no, you don't know what this means. You don't know what this looks like.
Matthew 24 talks about intolerable anger before the advent of the Messiah. So it's a time like never before. Intolerable anguish. Like, if something is intolerable, it's hard to bear. Yeah. And anguish, that's pain, suffering, sorrow, everything balled up in one. No breaks whatsoever.
I said it'd be more tolerable inside of the world. It's more. You have people turn to salt. It's like like sulfur, like brimstone. It's still to this day brimstone over there, man. It's still to this day a salt mine. And that was just a city, 5 cities, which wasn't even as wicked as it was here, man. The Lord said, if I would have went to South, believe this, what he said, if I would have went there, they would have repented. They would have repented. See, now the word is here. Because we're preaching in the spirit in the name of YAHAWASHI, man. So the Lord is here. That's why you have people that are repenting, which is the elect. But majority of people are not repenting, and therefore, because the Lord is here and you're not repenting, it's going to be more tolerable in Sodom and Gomorrah than the destruction that's going to be here, man. Because we're in the spirit of YAHAWASHI, we're ambassadors of YAHAWASHI, we have the word of YAHAWASHI, and you're not repenting.
I had a quick testimony because in my apartment, people packages me randomly.
My shit just got stolen too. Yeah, I bought some sneakers, and this shit never came, yo.
People just going around jacking people's shit.
Yo.
If you don't have a surveillance camera, it's going to be tight. Because at least that, you can track who did it.
I don't know, like, if there's somebody in my building or somebody that's getting into the building and just taking people's packages. Because this was last weekend. I think this lady, my cousin said he went out earlier and he saw a lady, like, talking to somebody at the apartment door. One of the apartments was just going on and on about how somebody stole her food. Because she got it delivered to her. And her package was open. She left it in the hallway with a note, basically saying, whoever did this, fuck you, because that was my food for the week. So that's just minor. That's literally just minor. Like, this is not nothing that's happening. Nothing that's really started, right? And people are already probably in their situations because we don't really know yet, where they're probably not making any money that way. They're not making like they used to. And I was just thinking like, like this is crazy. The magnitude of like what people are gonna be going through, what extent they're gonna go to survive. But not only that, when the judgment comes, it's gonna be heavy. And I was thinking about the movie War of the Worlds. Where that book? Around the same time. I turned on the TV to play my PS5. I was like, nah, let me just watch the movie instead. And they added War of the Worlds. And so I'm looking at this and I'm like, nah, this gotta be some type of lineup. Because it's going from people's packages missing for like a week or two. And then it's going into me seeing the judgment that's coming. So I feel like people are not even ready, man. Like, I don't know, just the combination of those two things made me really think that people are just gonna be thinking about easy things in the world and just survive every day. Things that they attach to.
Oh, go on.
But when those ships come, man, you're gonna be turned into dust.
That's the last of the plague. Remember, it said everybody that fought against Jerusalem shall be hit with this plague. But the Lord said, He sent plagues upon the people. You know? And the thing about that is, it's like, people don't even realize that they're getting plagued now. You know, that's what it said for all the scourges, they should not be mindful. So you're not being mindful of the scourges. Because you're still, like, you got them, you got the government telling you there's a shortage because of supply chain and that and this. So that you're trying to rationalize, oh, this is only happening because of the supply chain shortage, or this is only happening because there was one of the plants got shut down. No, it's not. That's very micro to the macro scale of things of why things are happening. It's happening because the wickedness has greatly polluted the earth. The Lord is visiting the earth which He made. So that's why when you understand, all right, these things are happening because the Lord is doing this, your whole mind changes at that point. You know, when people say, oh, the end of the world is happening. Why is that happening? What do you want to say? What do they say? Oh, because oh, because God hates the wickedness that's going on. Why says that? Why so? We say, oh, because of the government, the people that sit in blah blah. They try to put the blame on somebody else. Like we're fighting. It's Putin's problem. Right? It's Putin's problem. Putin is saying it's NATO's problem. NATO is saying no, it's everybody's problem. It's the wickedness of this world's problem, man. So that's why it's touching the whole multitude there, man. Nobody's escaping outside of the elect. You don't get to escape and not serve and not fear YAHAWASHI.
Because if you think the problem was like it's like a supply chain shortage, then your mind says, well, once they get that food, then the problem goes away. But if you understand that, no, this is not just because of that. The both sides deliberate, then you understand, oh, so this is something that we can fix. This is something that's going to happen regardless if we try to fix that or this. It's going to happen. So then you go into the mindset of, I can't wait this out. I need to escape this. I actually need to escape this.
Because that's what they said about the whole image. Oh, we just got to wait it out. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Everybody just locked down, is joining hand, be united. 2 weeks. We'll be out of this. It's 2 years later. And you got more variants coming. Worse things coming. Somebody just died in, they said from the birth flu. They got a Virginia or somebody had it. Yeah. You know, which you had that guy said that the birth flu was going to be way worse than the ending, man. So that whole situation of we just got to wait out the ending, we just got to wait out the Crown Royale, and then we'll be good. Well, now we're in a whole another realm of SHC, of shit in the fan. There's something now totally different that you're thinking about. On top of still the image.
But that's supposed to be worse than the reason why you got locked down in the first place. So what do you think is coming next?
Right. Like, it's like when you say you lying on the ground, and I saw this scene, I forgot where, I think it was in the movie we did a video years ago, Shock something? Aftershock. Yeah. And there was, I think there was a scene where they were in a tunnel trying to come up, like they were seeing if it's safe to come up. Oh, and then the judgment, it's like hiding in that tunnel, you're like, yo, I'm gonna go in this tunnel when things are getting bad, and I'm just gonna wait it out. And then by the you made like 2 years, and by the time you stick your head out, shit is worse than it was when you went in the tunnel. I'm gonna wait out another couple months. And you can come up again, and now you just, you know what I'm saying? Somebody might just take your head off like in the movie.
And there's no mercy. Because the lady that got her head taken over was an elderly lady. So there's no mercy. That's why our Lord says slave elderly, old and young. Anybody that doesn't have the mark, you getting the other marks. You getting marks for death. So the death angels, they don't care about. There's no age limit in the immortality. That's just a vessel. It's just an older vessel. The spirit don't age. So we're just gonna take you out of that. You've been in that old vessel being wicked for this X amount of years, so now you're being judged for that. That's all that. You're a baby, you've been in a new vessel for X amount of months, but you're still wicked, so you're getting judged for that. There is no mercy when it's in the time of judgment. In the time of judgment, there shall be no mercy.
Us humans think, because a spirit in a baby's body will receive sympathy in the world. A spirit in the older person's body will receive sympathy in the world. But a spirit to the Lord is just a spirit. You go get that work based on what that spirit did in that vessel. So that's the judgment that's coming. There ain't no exemptions. The scripture says nobody died and being innocent. Comparative being innocent. You know? So people gonna get that work. A lot of babies gonna die based on the famine. You know, a lot of grown-ups gonna die based on the freaking sport.
A lot of parents gonna kill their babies. Right. Not even parents, because you got the whole service going on. You got parents trying to make their own formula. That's how far removed we're from regular life, where you're not even trying to make your breast come out with milk. You're trying to be a fucking chemist and make a formula for a baby. And they were saying that if you try to do that you're not going to have, the baby's going to have insufficient amount of nutrients, or the mixture is going to end up maybe giving the babies like seizures and shit. Because their vessels are new. So it's like, whatever they need, it's like, you got to be real pure. That's why you're supposed to breastfeed, because they're coming, they're getting fed the way they're being formed at. So you really can't be bad unless you're like drinking or you put all the time into your body. You have a lot of parents that are going to mistakenly kill their children And what do you think that's going to do? That's going to cause them to become even more innovative. Because it's like, yo, there's a shortage, and I couldn't get it. So I'm trying to do it on my own. I try to be there for my baby, and I couldn't do it. They're going to be mad at the government. And they'll let me find out that somebody else had extra. Because they're going to be like, you killed my baby.
You know, people be doing planning time.
Yeah.
When they start buying toilet paper and stuff like that. So once they find out a spot, resources, they're gonna jump all on it. You know?
Romans 9, verse 15. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that wills, nor of him that runs, but of Yahawah that shows mercy.
So ultimately, and that's why people act like we're so evil because we're saying judgment is coming. Judgment's not going to touch anybody that Lord doesn't want to touch. And nobody's going to escape judgment that the Lord doesn't want to escape. So if we say death is coming, a lot of people are going to die. And this, well, you can't say that. No, yes, you can. The Lord is going to do it. You know, because if we don't say it, is he going to stop it from happening? No. And if we do say it, then he's going to stop it. What we can do is yeah.
That's how it's all way, and that's why it's a serving the Lord with fear. Because he says it's on the Lord who shows mercy. You can't tell the Lord to give you mercy.
Right.
Like you can't force the Lord. I mean, you can ask for mercy. Right. You can beseech it, but you can't force the Lord to give you mercy. So it's on the Lord who determines who gets mercy or not. But the thing is, how the Lord set it up, it's the ones who desire the mercy that is going to get the mercy. And the ones that are going to do the things that are pleasing in order for him to give mercy, they're going to get it. And that's why it's a blessing to be in the truth and to know the will of the Lord, because that's a mercy. That's why I said I beseech you by the mercies of God to present your body as a living sacrifice. It's a mercy that the Lord is allowing you to present your body as a living sacrifice. It's a mercy that the Lord is like, you know what, I'm making you a prophet. When he did to Ezekiel, Ezekiel, he had his wife die. Esdras had Isaiah had a prophesied naked. All those things happening, they might have been like hurtful, but guess what? It was still a mercy that the Lord even chose him to be a prophet. Because now when you're getting for that affliction, that light affliction that you had to get, I'm giving you the eternal life, calling you one of my sons. I have pleasure in you. So it doesn't even matter, really, at the end of the day, what you go through, because nothing that you go through is going to be equal to what I'm going to give you. And that's why Paul said that. I'm stoned, I got naked, I'm doing everything. I'll do whatever, because at the end of the day, it's all not comparable to the glory that I'm going to get when YAHAWASHI returns. That's why YAHAWASHI even went on the cross. And before he died, he said, give me back the glory that I had from you from the beginning. So not everything YAHAWASHI went through, he understood it was worth it. To be on the right hand of the Father, to never have to experience this again, to never go off to have the kingdom, the kingdom of heaven on earth, his own kingdom, all that was worth it to get to go where he went through, man. So that's the mindset that we have through the Spirit, man. And everything that we want to go through now, Lord willing, the Lord keeps us from it. But even if we have to die, that's the Lord said it. Be faithful unto death. Death is not even comparable. You can't say, all right, Lord, I died. I'm good now. Like, but that's how people look at things. They try to measure up what is this worth here. But we are watching the kingdom and what the reward is later, and that reward is not comparable. That tribulation that we're going through now is not comparable. So we're willing to go through whatever we got to go through. Even when we go through it, we probably gonna be in the kingdom like this. Go back, I do it again. You want me to, I would. I know. That's why he said, what is hope? It's something that you see. It's not hope. So because that's why the end of your faith is salvation. When you see the end of your faith, that's when you will say. So at that point, your hope, the faith is completed. You don't need to have faith anymore. Because now you know what it is.
I was just gonna make a point, like what you were saying about like basically sacrificing and willingness to be humiliated or go through hardships, knowing that the reward is worth it. that's what a lot of celebrities are basically doing when they sell out. They're willing to give whatever it takes to get in their position. The rapper Nas, he has a song, I think it's called You're the Man, and he rapped about drinking his own semen. And at the time, people think he's just spitting bars. They think it's like, oh, it's Nas. He was actually talking about certain rituals he had to go through to get his position. He said something about drinking his own semen. He spoke about drinking his own urine. He spoke about rituals where women were doing like weird shit with pentagrams and orgies and stuff like that.
You mentioning that, I was just about to mention DMX.
Oh yeah?
And because DMX, when you talking about sacrificing this thing, like basically selling your soul, he had a song that said, I sold my soul to the devil and the price was cheap. Before DMX got on, I just seen it recently. There was an old video of him rapping at the grocery store, and he was rapping. He was like 18. And his name, he said Divine Master of the Unknown. So his name was Divine Master of the Unknown, but when he became a celebrity, he turned to Dark Man X. And I'm like, why didn't you go with Divine Master anymore? I'm like, so when you guys in the industry, he sold out. They told him, like, you got to be Dark Man. And everything he always did the blood, talking about blood sacrifice and all that stuff. I'm like, yo, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, and I think it was the first bar on the second album. He said, I got blood on my, because I F the chorus.
We're going to close it out, man. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah.
YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI,
Until next time, shalom to the elect, man.